everybody, it's Tina Paulus, your functional health coach. Today I'm going to talk about the limbic system and 3 steps to help it out of dysfunction. Emotions influence everything we do. I am sure at some point or another you have been frustrated, joyful, or maybe even embarrassed. So where do emotions come from? Your limbic system in your brain. You can find the structures of the limbic system buried deep within the brain, underneath the cerebral cortex and above the brainstem. The limbic system is part of the brain involved in our behavioral and emotional responses, especially the fight, flight, or freeze response to threats. The horseshoe-shaped area is thought to control your emotions and other brain functions related to memories and instincts. Research has found a connection between your limbic system and feelings of motivation, reward, learning, and memory. Also, it produces hormones that regulate your autonomic nervous system. The 4 main structures of the limbic system are the amygdala, hippocampus, hypothalamus, and cingulate gyrus. Ideally, they all work together to keep your body at its physical best and your mental emotional states stable. One or more parts of your limbic system can become dysfunctional, especially in mold illness. The amygdala is made up of 2 almond-shaped structures located right next to the hippocampus. It plays a central role in your emotional responses like feelings of anxiety, pleasure, fear, and anger. The amygdala is responsible for identifying and categorizing stimulation. It determines what is a threat, what can be ignored, and what is desirable. It also attaches emotional content to our memories, which is how we powerfully store those memories. We tend to remember things that are tied to strong memories best, or strong emotions best. Your amygdala responds immediately to any internal or external threats and sends out the message to your body to activate the fight, flight, or freeze response. It will trigger the release of stress hormones such as cortisol, adrenaline, and epinephrine, which cause physical symptoms like making your pupils dilate or your muscles get tense. Your blood pressure will rise, your heart rate will increase, and you will breathe deeper. The hippocampus is beside the amygdala. This is how we learn and remember information. The hippocampus forms and stores new memories and solidifies short-term memories into long-term memories. It connects your emotions with your senses, which is why you associate some smells, tastes, or sounds with certain memories. The hippocampus stores information related to past traumas as well. Therefore, you can hear, see, or smell something that triggers a panic attack. Chronic stress and high levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, can physically decrease both the size of your hippocampus and the number of neurons in the area. That brain fog that you have, or when you're consistently forgetting things, might be from the changes to your hippocampus under stress. The good news is that the hippocampus can regenerate. It's a process called neurogenesis. Your hypothalamus is one of the busiest parts of your brain. It takes in and sends out a lot of information. The hippocampus regulates the hormones that guide your autonomic nervous system, which is responsible for things like your pulse rate, blood pressure, and breathing. Hypothalamus also plays a role in hunger, thirst, metabolism, sensory processing, sex drive, your sleep-wake cycle, and more. Your cingulate gyrus is part of the limbic cortex, and it provides a pathway from the thalamus to the hippocampus. It plays many roles and seems to be responsible for your emotional response to pain in cognitive and attention processing and for associating memories to smells. Your cingulate gyrus helps you focus your attention on threatening stimuli and generates protective behavior like fight, flight, or freeze. Your limbic system might become hypersensitive because of multiple traumas and stressors. This chronic maladaptive stress response affects the brain and body. Just mold illness alone, because of the brain inflammation, can trigger this. Your limbic system goes all out of balance when your body has reached its limit of all of the stressors it can handle. Your limbic system causes many bodily functions to go off balance, including your autonomic nervous system. You might be experiencing multiple symptoms that affect many different body systems when your limbic system becomes dysfunctional or hypersensitive. Typical symptoms related to limbic system hypersensitivity are increased sensitivity to light, sound, touch, smell, or taste, brain fog, decreased focus or memory problems, fatigue, headaches and unexplained pain or discomfort, speech problems, sensitivity to electromagnetic fields, dizziness or lightheadedness, difficulty regulating body temperature, unexplained fluctuations in blood pressure and heart rate, unusual reactions or sensitivities to chemicals, supplements, or medications, digestive issues such as constipation, diarrhea, bloating, and gas, mood swings and irritability, anxiety, depression, and panic attacks. Understanding your limbic system's role in your health is vital to recognizing how trauma and chronic stressors have created dysfunction and contributed to your many symptoms in your body. Step 1 to help your limbic system out of dysfunction. The first thing that we need to do is to get well from mold illness is to cultivate a positive mindset for healing. One way to do that is to take total responsibility for your healing. Commit to doing whatever it takes to get well. Believe that you will heal. Take it one day at a time. Create a vision of the future that you want and work toward that. That means you need to remind yourself of that future and why you want it. This can be done by keeping a journal of all of your wins, even little ones. Maybe even rewarding yourself for having done all it takes. Step 2, to help your limbic system out of dysfunction. Next, you need to break free from the negative neural patterns. It's important to stop doing things that support the negative patterns that caused your symptoms. No more dwelling on the symptoms you are having, but keeping your eye on your healthy future. Stop talking about your symptoms to others. Stop looking at new ways to fix all your symptoms. Quit looking for the why you have this or that symptom. All of those things release more stress hormones in your body, which just keep the loop going. Give your mind and body a break. They deserve it. Think like a healthy person. They don't monitor every little thing that they're eating, sleeping, etc. This means that you also need to avoid stressful stimuli. We don't want anything that triggers that stressful response if possible. Don't be around toxic people. Don't try to control things you can't. Stay away from the news, horror movies, etc. Instead, surround yourself with encouraging, loving, supportive people. Good news, gratitude over every little thing, healthy pastimes. Learn something new on your bucket list. Laugh as much as possible. Protect your positive state. Step 3 to help your limbic system out of dysfunction. Another step to work on is your vagus nerve. This nerve starts at your brainstem and goes all the way down to your gut. Great name for a nerve that does this, since the name means wandering. Information goes both directions along this nerve. Toxins, infections, and gut inflammation trigger inflammation of this nerve. So this inflammation will keep the stress loop going. So make sure that you take great care of this nerve, because it literally can help you get well. So in conclusion, take steps to make sure that you get well by committing to doing whatever it takes to get well, freeing yourself from negative neural patterns, and taking care of your vagus nerve. If you'd like to find out if your mysterious illness is caused from toxic mold, then take my free mold illness assessment to find out.